The US government is so much interested in what is going on in Nigeria, but Tinubu and his gang are not even bothered. All they are doing every now and then is to make sure that one tax reform is implemented, one tax reform or the other is implemented. That is what they are concerned about. Well, concerning the insecurity going on in the country, the US former Secretary Mike Pompeo has strongly condemned the recent mass abduction in Kaduna State, northern Nigeria, characterizing the incident as a grave assault on Christian communities and urging a tougher international response to Nigeria's security crisis. Those of them that were saying that nothing like a Christian this, Christian that, like one of the videos that I made, that the people that they are pointing fingers at, the Igbos, the IPOB, the screwdriver trader, all of those propaganda and all of that, even Reverend Dachuvo, I think that's his name. Now they have all been vindicated because this thing is happening. Because I remember immediately when Trump made mention of they will not allow Christian maltreatment and all of that, everybody was crying, oh yes, so since Trump made that statement, the insecurity increased in Nigeria, and people are like, what is going on? Now that they've kind of relax and see what the Nigerian government is going to be doing, we saw that this thing has been increasing. So does it mean it's the same Trump that is making this insecurity to escalate to what we have now? And like I said from the beginning, Tinubu's government is they're not just saying anything, because at times I'll just be wondering that this whole thing is not just being talked about. Initially they denied that it never happened. After 5 days or some days after they to accept that yes, it happened, and everybody just going on the way they want. Tinubu was not in the country when it happened. He came back, and he carried on as if nothing happened. And you come and tell us that the people who are talking about the insecurity, they don't know what they are talking about. Before now, at some point the news about insecurity was underreported, and that was the reason why a lot of people were like, oh, it's not happening. And even if it's happening, like what as it happened now, if about 100 and something people were taken, and everybody, it felt like, or it feels like it's not a big deal. These are the things, those are the attitude that they have really imbibed in Nigerians. Some Nigerians are talking, but when you talk and the government just try to downplay it, it will happen over and over and over and over again. Since Aisha Buhari made that statement when the husband was still in power, when the insecurity was still was all every time, because it was really reported. She said if nothing was done, that it will continue to happen over and again. And that was when I started following the trend, and that is how it has always been. Nothing has changed, and that's why people just talk and just overlook it. But people who are really experiencing this, when this whole thing is happening, where this whole thing is happening in the north, they know what is happening. And some people come and tell us that no, there are no Christian genocides and all of that. Shame on all the ones that call themselves GU. So does it mean something is not happening in your own area and it's happening in the other side? That is the attitude. You don't see it as this thing as a big deal. But if it start happening in Lagos now, or happening in other places now, or maybe all the southern area now, you will not say, oh yes, it is true. What kind of a thing is it? And again, do I blame other people? Even because majority of the people in the north too, I don't know whether because they are tired of reporting, because the government is not doing anything, because it seems it's a way of life now. So when another country is coming to say this is happening in your country, you say, oh, they are doing too much. Your country is a sovereign country, this and this and that. Do you behave like a sovereign country? No, you don't behave like a sovereign country. Now this US secretary, former US secretary of state, saying that we must use all tools at our disposal to pressure Nigeria government, pressure them to do what? To do the needful. If they don't do the needful, you do the needful for them. Because these guys, until you pressure them, they won't do it. Because without pressure, they will not do nothing. The EU president came on board and came around. Nothing. He never even made a statement. Of course, that is the culture. Nothing will happen if I don't say anything. Before you know, everything will die down. a whole president came back from where he went to, and he could not even address anything. But when it comes to the issue of Wiki and Fubara, you will see that they will be traveling up and down. That one is more important to him than what is going on now. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this. Thank you.